Good afternoon to you all. I hope you're well. I hope you're having a lovely Tuesday. Maybe, of course, many of you guys stateside, you are still sleeping, so be quiet. Or you're probably up as well. Certainly the ones that have been watching Sarah across on HSN. Now, what have you got planned for today? I hope it revolves around watching us. As it is like any other day, we've got a jam-packed day lined up on Crafters TV. So at the moment, you're watching myself, and the main man is back with me today as well. We've got Ben. Hey, Ben. Hi.
Hi.
You're good?
I'm very well, thank you.
Good, good, good. Glad to hear. So between myself and Ben, and then Ben and Debbie Robinson, it is full of creativity. We've got a masterclass, and then we've got launch party. So masterclass coming up 3 p.m. here in the UK. For you guys stateside, that is 10 a.m. Eastern time, or you are 11 a.m. Pacific time. So that's going to be the exploding box. And let me tell you, I may have seen a little tease as to what Debbie's going to be doing when we were messaging earlier on. Looks so cool. And then later on, we've got, well, it's a launch party. So I'm going to leave that to Ben. He can discuss that bit. All I'm going to say is that is then 7 p.m. here in the UK, 2 p.m. Eastern time, or 11 a.m. Pacific time. So it is jam-packed. As I alluded to a moment ago, this is Wake Up Call. So 12 p.m. here in the UK. If you are watching across stateside, being 7 a.m. or 4 a.m. Eastern time, it was an hour. We are now an hour and a half. But what we have been doing is we've been sprinkling in a few of the Craft Vault deals as well. So between myself and Ben, over the next 10-15 minutes, we'll go over what to expect throughout the day on either masterclass, launch party, or within this Craft Vault. So, Ben, we have got, we've actually got a huge selection of different things, whether it's die cutting, stamping, both in the shows and also in Craft Vault as well, haven't we?
We certainly have. Save up to 30% on Craft Vault a little bit later on. And it's one of those shows where you buy something, you get something free. We'll go through all of that a little bit later. What I would say, and something which Craig has alluded to later on with Launch Party, we were supposed to be bringing you the Letters from the Heart, the Sarah Signature Collection, which we launched yesterday. And if you watch that show, you'll know that pretty much from about half an hour in, we were saying, this is going to sell out, this is going to sell out, it's going to go, you need to get it. Well, guess what? Yeah, it's sold out. Now, all I will say to you is, if you are planning on getting your hands on that, our guys behind the scenes are doing as much as they can to try and get some more stock. So, all I will say to you is, make sure you're watching later on this evening at 7 o'clock UK time if you were planning on getting your hands on that. I can't promise that we will have, but that's what we are hoping to do. But before that, as Craig has said, lots to come. Must just say as well, it was great looking at our socials yesterday, seeing how many people had popped along to our stores, which had opened up here in the UK. That was the big news here yesterday. The fact that all retail stores were opening up, and of course, our stores here in the UK were open. We chatted to Helen yesterday, who was at our Chesterfield store, and just seeing how great it was for the store to be open. And great to see so many of you posting. I saw quite a few posts actually on the I'm a Crafter's companion page of people saying like, it was so great to get out and about again, great to get into the stores and have a shop around. If you are in the UK and you didn't know that the stores are open again, they are. And here are all the details for you in case you were thinking about popping out and about. Our Chesterfield store is back open again now, Monday to Saturday, 9:30 till 4:30, Sunday 10:30 till 4:30. We've got our store in Evesham as well, again, Monday to Saturday, 10 till 5, Sundays 10:30 till 4:30. Food takeout finishes at 3, and your drink takeout finishes at 4. And then Boundary Mill, you can pop along there to the store, the concession there, Monday to Saturday, 9:30 till 4:30, the opening hours, and then Sunday 10:30 till 4:30. And as always on a Sunday, you've got that browse time between 10 and 11. If you do pop along to any of the stores, let us know on the socials, or let us know if you popped along yesterday. How was your experience? What did you buy? We're nosy like that. We want to see what you've been up to. But yeah, as always, you can get in touch with us on Facebook and on YouTube as well. Any questions and comments about what we're going to bring to you on the show, and I will monitor those as we head through the next hour and a half or so. I've got loads of Craft Vault deals to bring to you, and I'll start on showing those to you in just a few moments' time. But I know Craig has got something to show you before that.
I absolutely do, and this is all about our exploding boxes that we're going to be having a look at. First of all, this is what's coming up as the masterclass with Debbie and Ben. So that is then going to be later on today, certainly here in the UK, 3 p.m. Here in the UK for you guys stateside, 10 a.m. Eastern time, 7 a.m. Pacific time. have a look at this bundle. Look at this. So not only have you got the workings of the exploding dies, you've got the concept that you can go into all that different fun and kind of like your technology wise as of the workings. You've got some of your borders as well. You've got your stamps, including the paper pads and so much more. $79.95 here in the UK. For you guys stateside, $96.79. And you're saving, look at that saving already down at the bottom. So you are, what's that? What's that, 49.96 here in the UK, or for you guys stateside,
61.80.
I need my glasses today. 61.80. So you're getting that saving straight away. So no matter where you're shopping from, if you're in Club Inspire or not, that's the price that you are going to be paying, $79.95 or $96.79. However, if you are in a Club Inspire, then you are going to be paying less than that, depending on the levels that you are on. So it's an absolute deal that is open to anyone, new or existing. You do get that little extra bit of a perk being in the Club Inspire that we'll tell you more about that later on in the show and also the day. So that's what's coming up as well. We are not necessarily going to be demoing it as such because it's one of those products that it's a fun product. It's a time-consuming one. Take your time, you relax, and you build the elements. So we'll go over a few of the workings and show you some finished samples, but Debbie is absolutely the queen of the exploding box when it comes to demoing them later on in the masterclass, and she'll show you her take on them as well. I want to say, correct me if I'm wrong, Johnny and Charlotte, we've done a craft along in the past with these, have we? I'm sure that we have done a craft along in the past with the exploding box. So if you've not got them and you're going for them today, then you can absolutely go back and watch the craft alongs and craft along. And I want to say it was with Debbie as well. We're going to double check that, but you know, we do have that across on Crafters TV that you can be watching. So that's what's coming up in Masterclass. Then what we're going to be doing is we're going to be showing you what's coming up in Launch Party. Fingers crossed, all going well. As Ben says, we will have some letters of the heart, no guaranteed, but what we can guarantee is we've got a Crafter's Companion Laird texture stamp collection. 51 elements in total. So what you're getting is you're actually getting 6 packs, but within each one you're getting a number of different elements within each one. These are relatively new launch that have launched not that long ago, over just maybe the last week or two. So what you're getting within these ones, technically it works out that you buy 5, you get 1 free. So all of that straight away you're getting a saving of over 15%. Here in the UK, $39.95 or $49.75. As I always like to point out here at this point of the show, if you're across in Europe, all you need to do is go across onto your website, all your prices in euros will be there. So whether it's crafterscompanion.co.uk.com or .eu, that is where you need to go. So we're going to be having a look at what's coming up with the exploding boxes later on in Masterclass, 3 p.m. here in the UK, 10 a.m. Eastern Time, 7 a.m. Pacific Time. We're also going to be having a look at these layering stamps that's coming up in Launch Party, which is then 7 p.m. here in the UK, 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 11 a.m. Pacific Time. In between, me and Ben are going to be having a look at the comments as well. This is the day, and I'm going to be completely honest with you, this is the day that the comments go a little bit quieter, because you guys stateside have either been up late or getting up early to watch Sarah, certainly with the TS on HSN. So those of us that are still here and we're getting social and getting interactive, send your pictures in, get your comments in. You know, what have you been making over the last few days, over the last few weeks? Get your pictures into studio at crafterscompanion.co.uk. Also get your comments in, whether it is YouTube or of course on Facebook. Let us know, what have you been crafting? What are you up to today? Have you woke up this morning and thought, right, I'm going to do a little bit of flower forming. I'm going to do a bit of die cutting. Get your comments in. Let us know what you're going to be doing, what you're going to be getting up to. And myself and Ben will be having a nice little chinwag conversation with you all. Grab a cup of tea or your coffee as well. And we will chat away. Now, talking about chatting away with the man himself, we have got some craft vault deals that we're going to be having a look at throughout the show, and he has got them right on the other side of the studio. Ben, I'm going to throw over to you.
I caught the imaginary thing that you just threw there. Very good. I'm looking forward to those shows later on. I've been off for a week and literally missed all of this new product. So if you're as excited as I am, make sure you stick with us right throughout the day. And as Craig says, do get in touch. I want to hear from you as well. If here in the UK, you popped along to one of our stores yesterday. Liz Reese Pedler on Facebook says, I went to the Evesham store yesterday. It was lovely to see everyone and have a look around. I got lots of bargains in their sale too. That is just brilliant. Opening up with a sale.
A sale?
What are we like? Are you kidding me? That's brilliant.
That was Liz. That's Liz Reed Pedler.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes. Crafty sale, she's there.
That's it. Well, listen, if you popped along to any of our stores yesterday, let us know your experience. And if you happen to take a picture as well, you can send that to us too. But of course, we would love to hear from you. Right, let us have a look then at what we've got for you as far as Craft Vault is concerned. You are saving up to 30% on the collections that we've got right across this show. This first collection I absolutely love. It is the Primrose Corner stamp and die set. I just look at this and think to myself, if you are someone who has got loads of pictures that you need to print out, then this really is a super collection to go for, because you've got that photo frame which allows you to be able to cut out this really, really gorgeous aperture. But then the actual die itself gives you the outline to be able to stamp into as well. So, of course, with Primrose Corner, you have got the beautiful flowers to stamp in there too. So, again, if you're one of those people, I had a little message on my phone today actually saying that my storage was getting full. And I looked through and I've got about 2,000 photos on there. Why do we take all these photos and never do anything with them? If you've got a set like this, this is absolutely perfect. You know, just for printing off family pictures, you know, whether you're sending these off to relatives as card fronts, however you want to do it, that is a gorgeous, gorgeous set. Now, the brilliant thing about this, of course, is that you're going to get all of these other goodies as well included. You're going to get 60 sheets of your white stamping card in A4. You've got your illustrators as well. They are absolutely super. Your botanicals. So you've got your double-ended pens there. So one with that fine kind of nib, and then your brush nib on the other end. This one actually comes with 4 glorious colours, perfect for your mixing, your dandelion, your fuchsia, your frost pink, and your pink violet. And then you're also going to get with that as well your finesse ink pad in the noir black. The way this works out is that you're actually getting the Primrose Corner collection for free. Super deals on Craft Vault, that's what you're used to. And I just think to get that free and then to get all of these other goodies in there as well, it's a perfect kind of relationship between all those goodies, and it's a great deal. $24.97 or $36.89 is the deal on that today, saving $19.99 or $25.95. And of course, Platinum members, another 20% comes off that. All I will say is, stock-wise, we are low. 3/4 of the stock has gone. Have you noticed how busy it's been recently? People are taking these deals and getting them checked out. So if you fancy getting your hands on that, get it in your basket, get it checked out. Do not miss out. More demos and indeed goodies to show you in just a few moments' time, but I think we are going to go over to the crafty side of the studio and have a little look at this one in action. Are we not, Craig?
We absolutely are indeed. So let's have a look at a few finished samples first. So this is now bringing photo frame into your card making. Now, if you want to go one step further and then start to do them separately as separate home decor items, you absolutely can. Nice little photo frame that maybe you get one of the inexpensive stores. So that's going to be a frame within a frame. Can look really nice. But this is now all about giving your cards that have got a nice little photo of the grandkids, or maybe your nephew and your nieces, or godson or goddaughter. Lots of different ways that you can do it. Keep it simple. Monochromatic looks really nice. Or what about decoupage up the layers as well?
Oh, nice.
You might even want to use the stamps on their own if you want. You know, maybe something to remind yourself of a family holiday or vacation, as you guys stateside will say. Then you can start to do that as well. These are all on card blanks. They initially work for a 5x7 size, but you can, as you can see, you can do it larger if you wish. But then what you can do as well, now taking away this one not being on a card blank, say that was just a front, that could then be in the center of a scrapbook page maybe. What about your 8x8 or 10x10 memory books? Start to pop them into them ones as well. So don't necessarily just think of the cards. You can then absolutely do them in many different ways. So let's bring them in here. So what I'm going to do is, this is the Primrose Corner, and we have done past shows on them, but what we can show you here is you do get a step-by-step as well, and as many of our step-by-steps, various languages that you can hear. I am absolutely amazing when it comes to reading the English language. And even then I sometimes have trouble when it comes to reading it live. But you do have your different languages there. Something totally different about reading comments and emails and letters and that when it comes to being live on TV. Very hard, funny enough. But experts like Ben and Joe just do it absolutely perfectly.
Oh dear.
You do have the step-by-step that it shows you here. So what I'm going to do is I've got a couple of basic elements ready to go. Now, I have just done this a moment ago. This is using our white stamping card, smooth stamping card, which you get within that set. That is a key core element that we use day in and day out within our card making. So I've created my own 5x7 card blank with this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop that to the side at the moment. I'm bringing in another bit and I'm going to cut this down to 5x7. So cutting it 5 and by 7. So that's our kind of two main parts that we've got ready to go. So what I'm then going to do is I'm going to go back in with our card blank here. So what I can then do is I can then come back in with this top part here. So this is actually the one that I'm going to use first and foremost. So if we can then come into place, and I'm going to bring in the stamp set. So within the stamps, they've got a similar vibe as to our Laird stamps. And I say that only because you have got this 90-degree corner in with the stamps that you can just see and no more against my glass mat. And we've also got another one on the stamp set that has another 90-degree corner that we can just see down in here. So what that enables us to do to start to line them up onto our cards. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my large stamping platform, and you'll be able to see in a moment, you can do this, Ben, with your 6x6 or even your 4x4.
Yeah.
You don't necessarily need the large one, but it's just to stabilize it onto my base while I start to do it. So I'm going to use my disc to hold it into place, but what I'm only going to do is I'm going to do the 3 corners to start with, and then I'm going to bring my stamp in and I'm going to line it up against the outside edge of my cardstock. So we've got it right into that 90-degree corner. And then what I will do, while I've got my large stamping platform, let's do both of them, do both corners. So let's bring in this next one, which also, as you can see here, it lines up into the corner of our card blank. So what I'm going to do, once I've got that lined up, now just make sure that you've actually got your stamp facing the right way.
Always good.
Always good, always good. And then I'm going to come in now with my stamping platform and I'm going to press. Now if you're using your 6x6 or your 4x4, all that you would just do is one corner first of all, then you would come along and do your next corner. But I'm going to come in now with my ink, and I'm using the ink stamp that we've got within that bundle. And then we are simply going to stamp this impression onto our cardstock, Ben.
Lots of lovely comments coming in. Lots of you stayed up and watched Sarah. 8 to 7 with Sarah was great, says Evangeline. Saw Sarah last night, says Alison. It was such fun. And Marsha on Facebook saying, good morning, Craig and Ben. Ordered my letter from the heart yesterday. Can't wait for that typewriter die. Hey, good job you ordered it yesterday, I tell you what, because it flew out the door. And that everyone was talking about the typewriter.
They were.
Wow.
They absolutely were. So many people have got so many ideas and uses in mind for that one.
Yeah. And on the subject of what are you trying today or what you're doing today, Alison says, I tried flower forming craft box number 13 yesterday for the first time. I need a lot more practice forming these flowers. You know what they say, Alison, practice makes perfect. So keep going. Let us know. Yeah, we want to know what you're up to today. What's your kind of sort of crafty take on things today? What are you going to be crafting along with? What's your project you're currently working on? I know Sandra's been in touch to say she sent us some photos. of what she's been doing. Gift prep for lots, including Christmas.
Wow.
That was him that started that, wasn't it? That was Craig. He started that one yesterday. What are you doing for Christmas? What are you making for Christmas?
I did. I know,
April, Craig.
Well, you say that, Ben. Now, you know from a past working life.
I do.
Here in the UK, certainly in the UK, we start Christmas in June.
June, yeah.
And when I say we, I don't just mean us at Crafters Companion. I mean as in the crafting industry as a whole. We start in June. And then I know you guys stateside are just a little bit later after that one. So we need to get ahead when it comes to Christmas. But while we are just on that subject, I'll go back to it in a moment, but I will just explain what I'm doing now. Now that we've stamped our stamps into each corner, the reason they're at 90 degree and spacing is because if you bring this die, what happens, Ben, is can you see it fits perfectly into the middle. So we can then pop that one into place. So we're just going to line that one up. And then I'm going to put my tape on the inside because this aperture bit is what's going to come out. So we don't really concerned if our tape was to slightly tear. And then I'm just going to bring in my Gemini plates that I've got from behind me here. So let's take these little bits off. And then it's just a normal die process, running it through with the base plate and then our magnetic shim and then top plate here. But just to say as well there, Ben, is, and again, I know it's something I say every day, but because we're getting more and more new crafters, you know, from everything that started like over a year ago to now all you savvy crafters that have been crafting for a while, you're looking forward to new Christmas launches later on in the year. Now we do, and I specifically asked, certainly in Wake Up Call, for some past Christmas products, because there may be some that you want, or maybe you've got a friend or a family member that's just started crafting, they've not got any Christmas stuff. Well, what a great opportunity to stock up on incredible deals of Christmas products that only launched last year, maybe the year before, and get them into crafting that way. Get the creative juices flowing ready for Christmas this year.
Yeah.
So it's always a good thing just to keep an eye, and that's why I personally like to ask to bring some Christmas products into the shows where possible.
Tell you what, there's loads of you doing Christmas projects. Sharon Suckling says, I started my Christmas cards and lanterns, and Helen, I received the Christmas compendium box at the weekend, and I can't wait to start Christmas cards. This is brilliant. More of you sending in pictures as well. Liz has sent in pictures, making 2 birthday cards for friends' birthdays later this week. I've sent you some pics of them. Yeah, keep sending those in. Yeah. I feel like, I know I've been off for a week, but I feel like I've not seen enough of what you've all been up to recently. So please send in your pictures. And if you're crafting today, let us know what you are going to be doing. Sue L on YouTube, I've already started making a few Christmas cards. I send so many each year. Just boggles the mind, doesn't it? Halfway through April and we're already thinking about making Christmas cards.
But it's one of those things where all you need to do, now this sounds obvious what I'm away to say, but you know, we have certainly a good friend of mine, crafting expert here in the UK, Dawn Bibby.
Yes.
And she always says, which is right enough, and you might think, well, obviously, Craig, but when you think about it, we at least give more cards at Christmas time than any other time of the year.
Yeah.
Which I know sounds obvious, but when you're hand making them, you know, it takes time. You know, it doesn't just take an hour, sometimes it takes 2-3 hours, so you need to start early. So whether it's stocking up on any good deals that we have throughout the show, ready for future launches, absolutely, I don't blame any of you for doing that whatsoever. If anything, I applaud you, because it's the sort of thing I do.
Let me do that now. Well done, everybody. I'm not applauding you, I'm applauding everyone else.
Yeah. Okay, I get that. I applaud you as well. So what I've gone and done now is I've gone back to our card blank 5x7. Now this die here, simple die, but it's an ingenious die. It's not actually a full die. What it does is it's got 4 die cutting edges all the way around. So I'm going to pop that onto my card blank here, and I'm going to, you know, kind of centralize that as best as I can. And then what I'm going to do is pop my low tack tape at each side. Now, while you were just chatting a minute ago, Ben, what I did do is because I need to put my card blank in lengthways, I'm using my junior plates, but I've just chopped over into my large Gemini. because obviously the carte blanche wouldn't fit the other way.
Yeah.
But certainly here and at home, you know, here we have the 2 Geminis at the side. At home, as you guys know, I have my 2 Geminis at the side as well. I'll have my junior at the side and my large one just at the other side. So it's no issue at all for me to just chop and change. Although you might be like Sarah or Debbie and, or, you know, really any of the girls on the team where predominantly have the large Gemini at the side and use that one. But it's easily changed if you choose to do it. So what I'm going to do now, just before we finish this one off, is if I peel this bit off, and I'm going to be careful. However, if I was to slightly tear it, I'm not overly concerned because this is where the photo's going to go.
Yeah.
But what we can then do is if I show you that, that gives us our corner tabs for our photos. So what you'll do is a standard size, well standard here in the UK, photo that comes out, you know, if you get them. Do you still get photos developed now?
No.
Can you still
Well,
get
you
them?
can do, can't you? You
Yeah.
can. There's other companies, or you can send them off, can't you? Send your photos off, and
Oh,
then they'll
right
send
enough,
you back.
yeah.
Yeah, photos like back in the day when you take your filming, didn't you?
Yes,
You used to
yes.
wait a week for them to be.
That's
Right.
right.
You just kept your fingers crossed that you hadn't taken any, you know, dodgy pictures whilst you were on holiday. Those were always the worst ones, weren't they? When you went on holiday and you were just keeping your fingers crossed.
All right, Ben, okay.
What?
It's a family show, this.
Oh, sorry.
So what I'm then going to do is, I just wanted to double check. So it's 4x6. So that's certainly standard here in the UK. So if I take a little bit of black card, and I'm only doing black card so that you can see the difference between each one. So this is where a 4x6 photo will then just slot in to each corner here.
Yeah.
So we've now got our, if we tuck that one in here. Now, if it's going to permanently stay in here, then I would absolutely use my adhesive to hold it down. But that's how simple it is to pop that one in. And then what we're going to do is I'm not going, because this is a craft fall deal, what I wanted to do is predominantly show you a lot of this working, because it's one of those that it's very simple, Ben, but it is also one of those sometimes you're just like, oh, how do I do it?
Yeah.
So I thought at least then this way if we show you over a little bit of time, and then what I'm going to do is let's bring in the illustrators, and with my illustrators, if you go on and have a look at our past Spectrum Noir shows, and there's lots of shows where Sarah or Fiona or even Jan are showing you how you can use your Illustrator pens to the best of their ability, or do what I'm doing and just use them as a base colour.
So with these again, you've got your brush nib, haven't you?
Yeah.
And then your kind of fine tip, and the 4 colours that you've got in here will work beautifully together, won't they? That's the whole
Absolutely.
point.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's why they have been put together. Because what you could then do is, for instance, this one. So this is your fuchsia. So that's the darkest one. Then you've got your pink violet, that I would say is the mid-tone one, and then pink frost, which is your lightest one. So that's still along the lines of your light, mid, dark blending into each other.
Yeah.
But then what you can do is incorporate the yellow or the dandelion. So you can maybe have your dandelion, light pink, mid pink if you want to as well. Works and complements it beautifully. And then what I'll do is I'll just do this one, and let's show you what I mean by the blending. You can do blending like you would do with your classiques or tri-blends, or what you could do is do the flicking action. So all that we're doing is we are flicking upwards, and I'm starting with my base colour being the lightest.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not going all the way up on purpose, but you can go all the way up and colour and coat that full image. But I've done the lightest one, which was the frost pink, going in with the fuchsia now. Still doing, not fuchsia, it is the mid-tone that I need first. Pink violet.
Yeah.
And then I'm not going to go quite as far up, Ben, but I'm still doing little kind of ticking actions.
Yeah.
So let's go up. And then what we can start to do is bring in this last one, which was the fuchsia, which is the darker tone.
Oh, you gone back to the fuchsia there?
Gone back to the future there.
I always like to get that one in. So predictable.
Oh, I bet you're one of those that come May the 4th, are you? That has a joke about May the 4th.
May the 4th be with you.
Yeah.
Back to the fuchsia is just one I always like to get in, whenever anyone's using fuchsia. It's not even that funny, is it? Let's be honest. But, all right, Charlotte. Charlotte's jumped right. You haven't said hello to the guys, by the way, yet.
No, that was
right
on my mind
there.
a minute ago, but that was brilliant. That was quick there, Charlotte, saying no, not funny. You can tell, the longer it goes, Charlotte's getting more and more comfortable here. Eh?
She loves me really, though. She loves me really.
Part of the gang now, yeah. Part of the gang.
Yeah.
Now you can come along and colour the full image. You've also got some additional stamps, sentiments, as well as little flourishes that you could pop into the corners. But then you've also got some additional dies that they actually match into these ones. So then you can then start to die cut them out. You can start to decoupage them if you want. Then all that I would do is put a very light piece of tape. So I'm going to then come round the corner here. I'm not actually popping the full tape round the edges, Ben. What I'm doing is I'm kind of overlapping the edge of my cardstock.
Okay.
And then I'm going to go in here, and I'm not going to pop adhesive on the top bit. I'm then going to pop this one in, layer it up into place. And I've still got that element from the top, whereas I can then get my finger in, and because I've not done a lot of adhesive and I'm not pressing down, what I can then do is I can then remove it if I want to, so I can pop another photo in.
Oh, perfect.
But the ones that I have done in the past, what I've done is I've just kept the photo in, because I've done it as a gift. I've sent the card out.
Yeah.
But then what you can then do is, I've put the black in just so that I could show you, but that would be maybe a photo, an image. What about if you're like Kelly, that works here in the office, that we could not certainly work here without, or just an absolute legend, cross-stitching.
Oh, yes.
If you do little bits of cross-stitching,
Love
pop
it.
them into the
Love
middle
it.
as well. Lots of ways that you can use it. Just a couple that we showed you a minute ago right at the very start. No, it's a craft wall item, and I've taken a little bit of time, but I've purposely done that so anyone that is new, it's kind of like, right, let's go. I know what to do now.
It's a great collection and a great demo as well. Helen Moore just saying, I love seeing how these markers work. They're like magic. Love that fuchsia, says Gilmore on YouTube. Love the tips for colouring, says Jerry Johnson on Facebook. And Carrie Valentine on YouTube says, I love your throwback 70s shirt, Ben. Well, thank you. Thank you so much. Always have to ruin it with the waistcoat, though, don't I? I always have to wear a waistcoat. I don't know why. I just like a waistcoat. But anyway, this collection... The great thing about it, right, is you're getting the Primrose Corner collection that we've got here. So as Craig was showing you, you've got all of your dies that you need to be able to create that photo frame. You've got that inside die, which gives you the aperture, and then also gives you the ability to kind of stamp the images of the primroses into them. And then you've got all of these swirls and extra flowers and sentiments to go with it. So it's a really, really cool set. And again, if it's going to encourage you to, print off those photographs, use it as a photo frame, use it as the front for a card, use it for your scrapbooking, your memory books, whatever it might be, then it's perfect. And remember, that comes free within the collection today, because as well as all of that, you've got the ability basically just to be able to recreate the demo that Craig has just shown you, because we're going to give you the 60 sheets of white stamping card. You're also going to get the colours that Craig was using there in the illustrators. So the 4 in the botanical range are going to come to you as well with that gorgeous dandelion, the fuchsia in there, of course, as well. And then you're also going to get your finesse ink pad as well in your noir black. So that's everything that you need to be able to create those beautiful frames. $24.97 or $36.89 is the deal on that. Worth snapping up. And if you have got your eye on that, just another little note. I know I said it so many times just today. Low stock. This really is low stock. It's flying out the door and not much of it left. So if you want to get it, it is flying right now. Yeah, and as I said, thanks for listening, Johnny. It works like that you are getting that for free. I've pointed that out a few times, but Johnny's just, I don't know what he's doing in there. I don't know what he's doing. Anyway, let us, just to prove I'm listening, he's just said, throw to this video. So here it is, the Get It Got It Good deal. Look at this. So Get It Got It Good, of course, this deal is around just for this week or whilst stocks last. And this is your Crafters Inspiration magazine, issue 29. These are fab, full of inspiration, full of demonstration, and full of freebies as well. Normally, you're paying $9.99 here in the UK, aren't you? $5.99 or $11.97 is the deal on that. If you love those magazines and everything they bring to you, definitely get involved and grab that today. The freebies alone are always worth so much more than the magazine is worth. So make sure you grab that today. Thank you as well, by the way, about all the comments coming in. Do you know what? As much as I love to to read all of the comments coming in, I never thought that I would see so many comments about Christmas. Literally, that is what everybody is talking about. Yeah, start making my Christmas cards in June, says Liz. Karen says, I'm 90% done with my Christmas cards. Alison saying, my husband is expecting me to make our Christmas cards this year. Last year I claimed I was a beginner and just practicing all the techniques with all the products I purchased. Now I have to put my money where my mouth is. I can't claim newbie status anymore. That's from watching all the shows here as well, isn't it, Alison? You see, and picking up all of the hints and tips as well. Thank you for all the Christmas chat. Any more questions that you want to ask, any more comments as well, send those in to us via Facebook and YouTube. Alison just saying, Ben, a waistcoat today. Are we hiding wrinkles? I may well have mentioned that in the past, eh? To be honest with you, though.
Oh yeah, sorry, I was thinking wrinkles of the face.
How dare you?
I was just thinking of Gordon Ramsay there.
How dare you? No, I have actually ironed this today, and actually with this shirt, even if it was wrinkled,
know.
You wouldn't be able to see, would you not?
Wouldn't know.
No. So, but thank you for those. Most days, anyway.
Do you like ironing?
I love ironing.
I don't mind it either. I don't mind ironing.
It's one of those chores that I'm allowed to do in my household because I can do it to a better standard, and she says it herself, a better standard than my wife. And I've learned over the last 20 years that there's not many things that I do to a better standard than Mrs. Moseby. Mm-hmm. That's what she says.
Yeah.
Makes me feel very small.
Manly.
Huh?
Manly.
Manly, thank you. Right. Oh, let's have a look at these because I've not seen these yet, and I know we're bringing them to you on Masterclass in just a little while. The lovely Debbie Robinson will be here, but the exploding box dies comes with 53 elements, and your two 12 by 12 paper pads, $76.95 or $96.79 is the deal on these today. If you've bought them previously, then your quid's in because you're going to see the Masterclass today taking you through loads of different ways to be able to use these. But if you haven't yet got them, it's going to be a perfect chance to pick them up at that price and then get all of the info from Debbie as well as to how you can use them. So, Craig, give us a bit of a chat on these because I've not seen these before, and I know what people will be thinking straight away when you show us the finished samples. They'll be going, well, they look great, but I bet they're impossible to put together.
I'm going to pick up on that in a moment, and I honestly I didn't realise it on the screen, and Johnny's just said it in her ear. On that the screen grab that you've seen there, there's a paper pad. You actually get two. Mm-hmm. You get two. So you do get two paper pads. So just so that you know.
I said that.
What's that?
I said you get two.
Oh, did you?
Why is no one listening to me today? What's going on? Johnny's not listening.
Did you?
Craig's not listening. I said two. Rewind the tape. I did say it. I definitely. There's no one listening to me today. What is? You just carry on, Craig. It's fine.
Well, so I should. It's not your name in the title, is it? So, as Ben was saying, you do get two. When Charlotte is defending Ben, I am convinced he didn't say it.
Even Charlotte's backing me up.
Which isn't normal.
It's not normal. Move on.
So, yes, these are the exploding ones. Now, if maybe you're just joining now, or maybe like you didn't see the very start, so I was wanting to, the way this works is because I get to pick what we have on the show, what I want to bring. This is why sometimes, for instance, like yesterday, you've seen the glitter markers again, because I asked to have them back 3 different things. Now, this one here is, I asked for them to be on the show, Ben, but they're one of those that they are a good time-consuming project to make because there's lots of fun, there's lots of elements here. So we're not going to do a full demo in Wake Up Call. No. What we're going to do is we're going to leave that to yourself and Debbie. But all that I can say, if you've not seen them before, I know at first they may be a little, or look a little bit daunting, but it's all about the layering. It's simple die cutting and layering, and then you're popping them into each other. Now, the collection that you are getting today, if you choose to go with the main complete collection, you're getting lots of different elements and more than what I'm just showing you here. But you've got the exploding mechanism, you've got all those layers, you've got templates, and that way you can do box lids.
Amazing.
You can do little bits into here as well. So you choose whether you're going to be using the paper pads that you get with it.
Yeah.
What I would say, to make the actual box, use something like our, like our Centura Peril,
Yeah.
maybe adorable scoreable, white smooth stamping card, something round about the 280, 290, 300, up to 350 GSM. Then use the paper pads to decorate as well. So whether you're going monochromatic, like on this one here, now this is where I'm showing you, look at the waterfall mechanism. So if I can turn this one around, I'm going to do it that way.
You are kidding me. That's brilliant.
And now I'm
Inside
going
the
to hold
box.
it so that you've got that mechanism that we can see here. Now it does go full way, but please keep it in mind, I'm doing this back to front, upside down, and I'm trying to do it so Charlotte can get a good view.
Yeah, we get the idea.
But you get the mechanism as well. All the layers, all the additional parts as well. You've got die cuts within the paper pads that you can pop into place as well. You've got all these individual elements so you can do inside boxes, the edgeables. So whether you are doing a little gift for maybe inside, I always think when I look at these would be amazing if you are a guy going to propose to your girlfriend or vice versa.
Yeah.
And can you imagine something like this, maybe even in a gold style or a rose gold or silver or anything like that? The last thing that they would expect is an engagement ring into the middle there. So you just would not expect that whatsoever.
Do another one.
Do another one.
I want to see
Let's
another
go.
one. These are great.
Go. Now, so we've showed you craft card black, then here is just using white. So maybe you're going to go in with that collection Ben showed you earlier on with the photo frames, using our white smooth stamping card. So you've got that little one. What about a little bit of a cupcake in there?
Oh, yes.
Now
You're talking my language.
You could put a little cupcake straight in. What I would maybe do is a little bit of tissue paper or greaseproof paper, just so that you're not going to, get the inside maybe chocolatey or any of the sponge or anything on.
Oh, yes.
Maybe even something like this, Ben, with one chocolate in the middle.
Yes.
Like a luxurious.
Or your last Rolo.
Last Rolo.
Yeah.
Let's say a few so we don't.
Is that still a thing?
I don't know actually.
Oh, he gave me his last Rolo. Do you get Rolos in the? Is the Rolo a thing in the US? You get the little tubes, they're like little toffee sweets, and there's always the advert here in the UK that you give the one you love your last Rolo. Do you love them enough to give them your last Rolo? Is that a thing in the US? You have to let me know.
Yeah, it could. It could be. But
you could get a Rolo
in
there.
A last Rolo. It could be a Ferrero Rocher.
Classier.
Something from Hotel Chocolat. It might just be. It might be Cadbury's. It might be Aldi's own chocolate. Could be whatever you like.
Whatever you want.
And the thing is as well. Yeah, I'm the same, Johnny. I like Aldi's own white chocolate. Lovely. But what I'm trying to say as well is the inside, the gifts inside, it doesn't have to be over the top. As I say, something as simple as one luxurious chocolate, in with this mechanism that you have already done and created by hand. It looks spectacular. But even these workings that you can see on here, Ben.
Yeah.
Now, you might want to use these separate within your own card making. You absolutely can. So I'll show you one more for now, and then I'll go through kind of like the working mechanism die so we can show you. So again, another style of paper pad here. This is one that Sarah had done. So it's got the boys in here with her and Simon as well. Multitude of different layers. So these are actually 3 layers within this one. So this first outer layer, this is 1 layer all the way around. Then we've got a second layer, which is this one here, the pink all the way around. And then we've got a third layer, which is this kind of like, it's like a grey tone, which is here. But it's the fact you've got all these places that you can pop photos, your workings, your waterfalls, your little pull-out tags at the side as well that you can see here. They're so much fun, and this is what I mean by, and I mean this in a positive way, they are a time-consuming product or project to make.
But that's nice sometimes, isn't it?
It's nice, absolutely. Sometimes you need that project to... You have to think what you're doing, but you don't have to overly think.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You're thinking by die cutting, stamping, matting and layering. You're not having to think, right, what colours am I doing? What am I mixing and matching? And how do I combine these? Simple, you know, white smooth stamping card, craft card, black card to do the construction. Then it's just mats and layers to do the decoration. So let's, briefly on this one, let's go through what you're getting within the full bundle. I'm not going to take it all out the packaging, but I will just explain, whereas on this one here, it enables you to create the main structure of the exploding box. Very similar to any of our favourite boxes, where what you actually do is you die cut the sides a couple of times and create the boxes. This also gives you the lid. If I pop this way, and I know it's small doing it back to front here, but this gives you lots of mats and layers for decorations round the side. So if I bring you in this one here, see that real intricate kind of like a lace design where my finger is tapping. That's one design that you've got there, but you've got a multitude of different ones. Then we've got the, for your exploding box, you've got your waterfall mechanism.
Oh, yes.
That you can do here. Don't know if you can quite see as well, you do get instructions as well within them here. But do follow along what Debbie's going to show you as well, and you'll be able to do whatever she does in masterclass or do your own take. So this is your twist and pop, and then you've got your slider mechanism on this one here. This is where you've got your fancy border. So you might want to change the border edge parts if you want to. This is the exploding lid, the little lid within the centre.
Yeah.
And what it is, it's a stencil. So draw around it or emboss it using your Gemini, and then what you can then do is create your lid in this way. But then maybe, using your borders, you might want to change the edges of the lid. So you've got maybe a scalloped or maybe of a crisscross, lots of different ways. And then to finish off, maybe you want to pop some sentiments.
Why not?
Or maybe any of your own ones that you've got at home. So that, including the 2 paper pads that you're also getting within that collection, is what coming up. Now, hopefully you can fully understand why I was saying that. I thought, I'm not going to have time to fully prep and demo a full one. But coming up later on with Ben and also Debbie, 3 p.m. here in the UK, 10 a.m. Eastern Time, 7 a.m. Pacific Time, you've got a full 2 hours. Debbie's going to step you through what she's going to make, but there was a craft along in the past as well that you can go back, have a look, whether it is on YouTube or of course on our website. And it was not that long ago, and it was also with the gorgeous Debbie Robinson as well. So you'll be able to find that very, very easily. And although it's not live, but you can craft along at your heart's content as well. So that is one. I'm actually going to be at home by that point, Ben, prepping for tomorrow's shows. I can't wait to be watching that one and seeing what Debbie comes up with. It's going to be so good, because I have had a little bit of a sneak peek in a photo that she sent, so I know what she's going to do.
You'll have to send us a little message on the socials. That'd be nice.
Oh, right, yeah, sorry, I thought you meant like send a picture to kind of show what she's going to do. No.
Oh no, just send them, if you're watching, send the message, and I might read it out.
You might do it.
I might not.
Yeah.
Hey, you'll be watching for this though, won't you? Now the masterclass, if you've not seen them before, I am uber excited to see what Debbie has got up her sleeve. But yeah, if you want to go for the collection now, get it ahead of time. $79.95 or $96.79. Look at the saving you're making as well. Saving $48.96 or $61.80 is the saving that you're making on that today. Loads of lovely messages still coming in. I'm going to have to watch the replay, says Kathy. I missed the beginning to see Craig use the frame set. Was going to use that today. If you're going for that today, get it sooner rather than later, because that is very, very busy indeed. Hadassah just saying, I love my exploding box die set. And Sharon on YouTube, just had a delivery. OMG, says Sharon, just had my crafter's delivery. Spectrum Noir markers. Always nice, isn't it, when you get a delivery? Love it. Right, as I mentioned, loads of you have been sending in your pictures, so let's have a little look at the crafty gallery this morning and see what you have all been up to. Sandra Dundas, thank you for sending these in. You did message me a little while ago actually, saying you were sending in some pics. Christmas, gift prep for lots, including next Christmas. What's the stamp set there with the Eiffel Tower on?
That is Sarah's signature collection, Parisian collection.
Gorgeous.
It is absolutely gorgeous, and that is so bizarre that you've done that, Sandra, because last week I done a card. I don't know if you've seen it, with the Eiffel Tower and the stamp I posted on social media. It was to celebrate the Eiffel Tower's birthday.
Yeah.
And that was from Sarah's signature Parisian collection, and Sarah's done the same as well.
And I tell you what,
phenomenal. I love
Sandra's
that.
also been doing some flower forming. Look at these bad boys. Oh, here we go.
Look how well they would go with what she's just done beforehand.
Absolutely right.
Gorgeous.
I love that. Then Liz has also been busy. Take a look at this card. The real sort of springtime theme going on there. Love.
I love that background stamp.
And also, Liz has been doing some flower forming as well. They look absolutely gorgeous. So glad that so many of you are loving all of the flower forming products we're bringing to you at the moment and making those gorgeous cards and projects amazing. Do send those pictures in. We love to see what you are up to. And any more comments that you want to throw our way, then do let us know. I'm pleased to know, Leela, thank you for letting me know that you do have Rolos in the US. So that conversation that we had 10 minutes ago didn't go over everybody's heads. Right, let's move on to our next craft vault item for you. And remember, during this craft vault, big savings to be had. And actually, with this next collection, it's kind of like you're buying one, you're getting one free. I say you buy one,
you get one free.
Oh, is he having a sip? Sorry, I didn't realise. He's over my shoulder. I didn't even look. He was having a sip of his tea, bless him. The left fold alphabet and number collection. So it basically works out that you are going to be paying for the left fold alphabet, and then we're going to give you the number collection for free. $29.99 or $39.99 is the price on this, saving $14.99 or $19.99. And basically, it's all about personalisation once again. And you know me, I love it when we bring you stamps and dies in alphabets, in numbers form. But this gives you this really cool cut and gives you the left fold. Does exactly what it says on the tin. So you're cutting this into your cardstock. It's giving you that fold so you can lift up the letters or the numbers, whatever it may be, and have like a different layer underneath, maybe a bit of mirror card or something like that, just to really bring things to the fore. It's a really, really clever idea. And as I say, you're going to get all of that today for $29.99 or $39.99. I think if you haven't got like an alphabet set or a number set within your stash, you're missing a bit of a trick. And this is a great way to be able to add personalisation to your projects, but also to do it just a little bit differently. We're going to have a look at these actually, because I think you said before the show that this is the first time that you've actually used them in the studio, isn't it?
That's right. Yep.
Yeah.
This is absolutely the first time that I've used them. You know, I've got them at home, and I have had a little bit of a plate at home, but to actually do them in the studio is the first time. Just say as well, Suzanne on YouTube is saying, when it comes to exploding boxes, I'm thinking of using vintage diary papers
Good
with
shout.
exploding boxes. That would look phenomenal as well. And if you did get letters from the heart, even that paper pad as well, bringing in that springtime vibe with the pastel tones as well. Although none stopping you from bringing the pastel tones in with your vintage diaries. So lots of different ways and creative ways that you can get with them. But let's have a look at a few of the things that you can be doing with these dies here. Now, as Ben went over a minute ago, the concept of them. Now, they are, to me, they're along the lines of the eclipse alphabets in the fact that what I actually do, Ben, with these is I use them, majority of the time, as actual letters. And what I mean by that is I snip them out and use them as standalone.
Right, okay. Yep.
So I don't use them necessarily as
the left fold?
As a left fold.
Oh, okay.
And I'll show you that in a moment when I briefly do a little demo to show how easily they work.
Oh, that's cool. I love that.
How cool is that when we've celebrated our 15th birthday, Crafters 15. So having that option, maybe you want to bring in a few stamps that you've already got as well. We can see on that one there. And then you've got your numbers. Lots of fun and funky ways that you could be doing. Ben, you could even pop them into your layers of your exploding boxes as well.
Great idea.
You know, size-wise, they're going to fit just beautifully. You could even, don't want to mess them up for Jake, you could even pop them into the lid of the boxes as well, you know, with maybe someone's initials. Lots of great ways. But what I'm going to do is I've got a finished sample at the side of me, so I will construct the main basis of what I will show you at the end. So I've got my plates at the side, so let's bring in, I've got yellow, white and also black. I'm going to bring in my guillotine here. So I'm going to go in with my white layer first, and let's roughly cut it. I think we're going to cut it maybe about, let's do 4x4. So I'm going to do 4x4 here. Now this could be your layers from your guillotine like I'm doing now, or maybe you want to do your nesting dies or any of your other larger dies that you've got. you can certainly use them in those ways.
Okay.
So 4 inches, 4 1/4 by 4 1/4, and then let's do 4 1/2. Oh, have I got enough for 4 1/2 on this one here? Nope, I'm gonna have to take another piece. And then they're so simple to use, but it's one of those that it's so simple, why wasn't it thought of beforehand?
Yeah.
Because yes, they're alphabets, but it just gives you a completely different take on the use of alphabets.
I just have the fact there as well that you've decided just to, sometimes just cut them completely out and just use them as letters and numbers, because they're a nice size for that as well, aren't they?
Really nice size. Really nice size for big memory books. A lot of alphabets out there are quite small because you tend to pop them onto your cards, and I use small ones quite a lot. But sometimes you want, got a rogue
Oh, hello, what's that?
button from your shirt.
That's it? Oh, I wonder where that had gone. Thank you.
So let's just do high, because that's what's on the finished sample. Actually, let's go B
Go on. Yeah.
and M. What were you thinking?
I thought you were going to go BN, but BM is good.
Right, do you know what we've got? A little bit of time. Let's quickly change it slightly.
He's going rogue, look. He's gone off the script. What's he doing here?
Let's do 3 1/2 by 5 1/2. I'll do my other mats and layers in a minute. So let's do B.
Yeah.
Let's go into our numbers.
25.
And let's do and.
All right.
And then let's
I thought you were going to put my age on there.
C.
B and C.
There you go. You could put B and Q if you wanted to, but if you've maybe got a dad that just loves shopping at B and Q, or a mum, or auntie, or gran, or maybe you like to go into
B&M.
a little bit of B&M,
Or M&S.
M&S,
Yeah.
H&M,
Or H&M. I mean, seriously, if you are a lover of shops that have 2 letters as their name, you are going to love this collection.
Yeah.
Although I've run out of thinking about them now.
We're all trying to rack our brains, Johnny, aren't we? Absolutely.
You used to have C and A back in the day, didn't you?
I was thinking that as well.
Love C and A.
Yeah, I was thinking that as well.
It's all gone quiet now.
There is certainly here in the UK, there's a record store, a second-hand record store. Now I don't know if it's just a Scottish thing.
HMV?
No, but that's a good one. It's 3 letters. It does sound rude, so
It sounds what?
It does sound rude. I'm not going to say it. It's the way. That's it, Charlotte. Yeah.
Oh no, that's not rude. The one, the DVD and the CEX.
Yeah, but it's the way that it look. Yeah. So.
You say it's CEX, isn't it?
Well, in Scotland, no, we say it the other way.
XCC. Oh right. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh right. Well, I've never thought of it like that before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's how it spelled, but how it looks. Or how it's said, but how it looks is a rude word.
We'll stick with B and C.
Yep, stick with that one. So what we've got here is by running them through, and I'll show you the opposite side here so that you can see. So what we've got is we've got our outline die that die cuts out, same with all these tiny little aperture bits, but on the left-hand side, so it will be the left-hand side when it's the right way around, what you've got is a little embossed line. So what you've got here, MFI. I don't think
that's not still going, is it? MFI, I think that's still going.
I don't
VHS.
know. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
So what that does now is that die cuts all of your letters, but it gives you your score line so that you can go to the side here.
Yeah.
So what we can do is we can then pull them up, and then we can see. So if I go from up above, you can see how it looks there. So what we will do is let's go back to our guillotine. So what did I cut that to, Ben? 5 1/2 by 3 1/2. So let's go up 1/4 of an inch. So I'm going to do that for each of these layers, Ben.
Lots of lovely chat coming in about this. Great samples, says Alison, so vibrant. When I grow up, says Mandy Doodle Hands on YouTube, I want to be as good at crafting as the CC team.
Oh, bless you.
And Rosalind on Facebook says, this is a good price for this collection. I think it is as well, because as I say, it offers just like ultimate personalisation. I love Craig's tip as well, as much as that is so simple, because you just get this, don't you? You always get in your mind what it says on the screen and what it says. Left fold, you must use these as left fold alphabets or left fold numbers. Nah, Craig just cuts them out and uses them as standard letters and numbers as well, which is brilliant. Yep. So again, loads of different ways to be able to use them. But the left fold kind of design of these, I think, makes these just a little bit different, and you know, something a little bit sort of extra to use.
Hi. Do. Yeah, it's just a completely different way. So while that's going through, because I'm doing that because I'll snip them ones out just so that I can show you.
Yeah.
And let's bring in, I'm going to use my tacky glue for this one. You could use your tape runner. Now the key with this one here is when you're popping your adhesive on, whether it's your glue or your tape or whatever one, don't pop it where your letters are.
Oh yeah.
Because that's going to hold it down, which you don't want. So you're going to go in between all of these, and then we can then pop it into place here. So I am going to press because we can easily pop them up, and then we can go in. I'm going to go in with my tape runner now. So this could be a tag, you know, for someone's gift. It could even be, if you want to do big name placement settings, you know, if, you know, you've got someone round, as time goes on, we'll be able to get more and more people into our houses, certainly here in the UK. You can start to have fun when it comes to all of your different alphabets or your names that you want to do. But there is, you know, how it so works. Cool. How it simply works by doing the left fold, and it does go flat as well. Yeah. But then, as you were on about just a moment ago, Ben, what I tend to do as well is if I take these ones out, and then all that I do is I follow, now I'm just going to roughly cut that bit out, I follow the embossed line, and I'm following it down, and then there goes the I, and then do the same with the H. And if it's a curvy letter, then it's still got that embossed line. Yeah. So then you can be using it elsewhere. So you can see sizable if it's on its own, or the whole idea in the concept is you've got your left fold. So you can do names, you can do initials, you can do dates and dates of birth, lots of different ways. Whatever way that you would use alphabets and numbers, you can do the same here, and it gives you different style, a different look. Ultimately as well, it gives you a different size when it comes to the alphabets.
Brilliant. I love that. Great demo again, and how simple. You know, the fact that you've got that really cool design, but then with a simple cut, you've then got all of the letters of the alphabet and numbers to use how you wish. Remember, the deal works out that you're going to get the numbers for free within the collection. Great deal to be had today, saving almost £15 or $20. That's $29.99 or $39.99 today. Less wherever you are within Club Inspire Platinum, $23.99 or $31.99. Thank you to Mandy Doodle Hands on YouTube. He says, oh yes, so you said a minute ago that when you grow up you want to be as good as crafting as the CC team. I'm 45 next month officially, but I'm actually going to be 21 again. Yes, Mandy, what I'm doing now is sort of turning my numbers round. So my birthday at the end of the month, 30th of April, I'm going to be 24. Right, let us move on to this next collection, the interchangeable sentiments, and I absolutely love this. I think it's a really cool set, particularly if you are someone perhaps who is new to crafting and you want a set which is going to allow you to create a really nice sentiment that's going to stand out, because basically what you get with this is all the dice for you to be able to build up the different sentiments with the three that you've got in this collection here. So you've almost got like the cut which gives you your base die, and then you can add all of the other different bits and pieces to build up, like we've got here, family, to build this one up here, a day to remember, and this one on the top here, which you're not even paying for, thanks a bunch, that is your freebie within this collection. So super simple to use, and they're actually, again, you know, like the family one particularly, great as a sort of standout focal point for the front of a card, but also brilliant if you're using that maybe for home decor pieces, maybe memory books, scrapbooking, however you want to use it. But what I love about this is the simplicity of putting these standout pieces together. Choose your color palette, choose your sort of, you know, design, and away you go. As I say, you're getting the thanks a bunch for free today. Thanks a bunch. $15.98 or $19.90 is how it works out. So you buy 2, you get 1 free. So you're saving over 30% across this deal. And just to prove how simple it is to pop these together, Craig is going to be showing you which one you're going to be using.
So I'm going to go for the family one.
Okay.
We're going to show you that one. They all work in the same way, but we'll show you the family one. So let's show you a few things that you can do first and foremost as well. Now these are, think of the layering that you do with your double-sided dies, but they're not double-sided. You know, they're all just one-sided dies, but you layer them on top of each other, and they're sentiments as well. So you can then pop them into the center of your card that you can see here. Use some of the elements, so like the top of the flowers here, the heads of the flowers, use them separately as well as little embellishments. Maybe you want to incorporate them into little shakers that you can see here. Make it bright and make it fun. This is, not this style, but this family one is what we're going to use in a moment. Now you can then use any of your dies. Maybe you've got paper doilies at home. One that's very similar is to our very first original flower forming set. We brought out a die set that had like a doily effect die in there.
Oh yeah.
So you might want to use that one. Do your concept cards, your Z-fold cards. Each of these as well. And it's with the greatest respect to the team that's made these ones, there's not a lot to them. You don't need to do lots of layers and all singing and dancing. Few mats and layers is more than enough because you want to have the layerable sentiment to kind of do the shouting for you. But then, look at this one here. Look at that.
That is beautiful.
Every time I say that, I get like a real shiver up my spine. What a lovely way to be using these ones, you know, when it comes to, you know, just, it's memories, isn't it? Memories. Absolutely. So what we can then do is, yeah, you're right, Johnny. Yeah. So what I'm going to do on that one there is let's bring in my paper pad. Now I'm going to go in for, I think I'll go for my Brights paper pad, or let's go for decorative Christmas, you know, and it's not necessarily all about Christmas. I want the bright tones. So what I'm going to do with this one, Ben, is let's go for a bit of lilac. Let's go for a bit of green. And let's go, no, I tell you what, yep, we are going to go with that one. Change my mind. And then what we can also do is let's bring in a piece of white, which I could use from one of my paper pads, but let's use our white stamping card. Now how these work is if I bring all of these out, what you've got is you've got all your individual components. So you can see by the back, you can follow the instructions of, and I say instructions very, very easily. They're called, am I doing the right ones?
Yeah.
The screen says interchangeable sentiments.
Day to remember.
So I've got a layerable.
That's a very good point.
Yeah. So I showed so no, that's right. So what Ben showed, that is correct. It's just, it's a different name on the screen. Anyway, the main thing is it's definitely the right products. So there we go. Yeah.
I think there's a word missing, isn't there? That's why you get confused.
Do you know what? Because what it is, because these are our layerable sentiments, are interchangeable. I remember the ones like Happy Easter, where we interchanged all the different sentiments.
Yeah.
Them ones. The main thing is for you guys at home, we've shown the right thing. That's
it's all correct. Is all you need to know. I thought you were having a bit of a moment there for a second.
I'm just thinking. I was like, but that doesn't make sense. But the main thing is, and you know what's funny as well? All of you at home, I know what you're like, being, you know, avid fans of ours. You'll be like, yeah, the other ones were called interchangeable because the other ones you interchange the sentiments. You see what I mean? Anyway. So what we can then do is I'm going to use my base layer here into white. Now, do it my way, or you can mix and match whichever colourways that you so wish. Well, what I'm going to do is let's go in now with our family. Now, with our family, what we can do is let's do that into the blue. And then we're going to set that one to the side. We can then go in with the foliage part. So let's take these two. And let's do these ones in with the green. So I'm going to do roughly so that I know how much I've got. And another way that I love these bends, and these are all perfect for your bit box. You know how we've all got that little box at home full of tiny bits of cardstock that we don't want to bin because we're just frugal in that way and we don't want to bin them.
And also, again, there's nothing to say that you have to use, you could use elements of these, couldn't you, on other projects, particularly the sentiments, for example.
Absolutely.
It's just that these all work perfectly together as a whole.
They're built together, they're built to layer on top of each other, and that's their purpose. But as you said, maybe you want to use these ones here, kind of like your, they're actually designed like rose heads, but the foliage as well. You might want to die cut these and pop them behind your flower forming. That would be really quite nice as well. Different combination of each. So there is no way that you have to use them the way that they're designed. But having that versatility of using them in that way or going rogue, using them any way that you like, then go for it. And the same as I'm using our cardstock from our 12 by 12 pads, as well as our white smooth stamping card. These are still going to die cut into, your mirror card or your glitter card or anything like that. So if you want to keep it subtle in colour, by all means you can do. Maybe you want to go monochromatic with your blacks and your greys and your silvers, you can do. Or you might want to go all sparkly with your glitters, then you can do as well. So what we can then do is if we take this base layer out, and then it is all about layering up. So we're going to come in and we're going to take this next one. And what I would do with these, and what I do is each of these individual pieces of cardstock I pop onto our double-sided adhesive sheets, and then that just makes it easier to peel the backing off and stick over the top. So there's family. We can then come in with the little love heart, so we can then pop into place here. I can see Debbie Robinson is in the building.
In the window. She's here.
She's in the building.
All right, Debbie.
You maybe just heard that.
That was through the closed door, through the soundproof studio. Oh dear. You can hear her now. Debbie and Debbie chat with each other. Oh dear.
So here we go. So if we pop these ones out here, so let's take this last bit out. So what we can do is bring in all these bits in. Now what I would do is the dotty tape runner, or let's just use our tacky glue for briefly, just for a bit of speed. So what I'm going to do is turn that around, and then they're going to layer into each other. So what we're doing is, if I show you on this one here, so what you can do is you can as well, if you want to follow the packaging, you can, but see how the corner works in with the F there, and then the right hand side works in with the Y. So what I'm doing, I'm not going to stick it all down, I'll do a few little dots so it at least sticks, so I can lift it up and show you.
Just to say as well, because there are a few comments coming in, it's the word interchangeable that's wrong on the screen. It should be layering. Layering sentiments. So that is the only thing.
I knew you guys at home would get what I was on about.
Yeah, everything else is correct. The price, what you're getting is all correct for you, but
So that's what threw me, Ben. Because you can tell here the sentiments, you can't interchange them. They're all, for these specific dies. So that's what it was that threw me. But the main thing is, you follow those details, what Ben showed you, what I'm showing you, what's on the website. Everything is absolutely correct. Instead of it being interchangeable, just think of them as being layerable. So I'm going to bring this one in here.
It's like a little jigsaw puzzle, isn't it?
It is, yeah. And again, you're following the outside edge to pop it into place.
Yeah.
So we're doing this one. Let's do this one here. I'll just do a couple of little dots so that we can show you. Pop that one in to place here. Now what you could then also do as well, if you want to recut the foliage ones into, say, maybe red card and paper piece these little bits in as well. So I don't want you to think as though you're just doing the one thing when it comes to layerables. You can absolutely bring in your techniques of your paper piecing. Maybe you want to create backgrounds with your aqua pens, sparkle pens, and then die cut them. You absolutely can. But that is the concept of how you use them.
Brilliant.
And layer them up. So that's just one set of the 3 that you're getting. But as Ben says, because you are getting your 21 elements, you might want to use family on its own, use the heart on its own, the foliage, same as the other ones as well. Lots of different ways and mediums that you can cut with these ones.
Yeah, and actually, you know, it is such a great deal once again because you're only paying for the family and the A Day to Remember collection. You're getting the Thanks a Bunch for free. Yeah, and I just think it is fantastic for the fact that, you know, if you're needing to complete your collection of layering sentiments, or if you are brand new to crafting and you just want something which is going to give you a standout sentiment, a standout front to your card, but you don't want to be faffing around, this is brilliant because, as I said, it's kind of like just building up a jigsaw, really. Choose your colours, and away you go. And as we've already chatted about, all of the individual elements you can use for other projects too, you know, put them in your bit box and away you go, particularly those gorgeous florals that you've got in the Day to Remember and Thanks a Bunch as well. $15.98 or $19.90 is the deal on that if you want to pop it into your basket. We are rapidly running towards the end of the show, 15 minutes to go. Lots to look forward to, of course, here on Crafters TV. We'll give you another rundown of what's coming up in just a little while. But we've got some more pictures coming through. Mariah has been playing with vellum. Here we go. Look
my gosh.
This.
I never thought of doing that before, Ben.
Those are those gorgeous stamps that Sarah designed, aren't they? Sarah Kay, that we had on, I want to say, a couple of weeks ago now. That's phenomenal on vellum. I love that so much, Mariah. Thank you for sending that into us. Amazing. Absolutely brilliant. Thank you for all these pictures. Do keep sending them in because, of course, we will keep showing them through the shows, and it's great to see what you have all been up to. Right, we are moving on to having a look at the Laird texture stamps. Now, these are coming up a little bit later on in Launch Party. Just to kind of touch on that as well, for those of you who are looking forward to Launch Party, later on 7 o'clock UK time tonight, we were going to be bringing you the Letters from the Heart collection, which launched yesterday, and as predicted, it did sell out. For those of you who are hoping to get your hands on some, we are doing our very best to try and bring you back some sort of bundle later on, but I can't confirm or deny whether that is going to be the case yet. So you'll have to tune in through the day and particularly be here at 7 tonight. Fingers crossed we can do that for you. One thing I can tell you, though, is that we will be able to bring you these gorgeous layering texture stamps, which only launched last week, I think, actually. It is a beautiful collection. The 8th of April they were launched. $39.95 or $49.75 is the deal here, and it basically works out that you're paying for 5 and you're getting the 6th one for free. Lots of different designs, lots of different ideas in there as well. Particularly love the one with the playing card design, but it's 51 elements in total, and you're saving over 15% off that. And we're going to have a little look at that collection with Craig in just a moment. I know he's having a little look through your comments as well. Find anything interesting?
I just want to pick up on what Terry said on Facebook. She just said, so this is just going back to the sentiments we'd done a minute ago. She's saying, thanks for catching that, Craig. My brain was going crazy. 1, wondering how they were interchangeable, and 2, I thought I got the entire set. So I'm glad that we're able to pick up on that, so that you know that if you've not got them, maybe you have, or vice versa. So that's great. Lorna Jane on Facebook is saying, for again, the layerable sentiments, great for barbecue invites when we can have get-togethers again. I know, which certainly at the moment anyway, we're allowed to do that in our gardens, aren't we? What's it, six people at the
now,
moment?
isn't it?
Yeah, in the garden. So
yes.
we're getting there. Yeah, we can start to get creative when it comes to invites and that. So yeah, exciting times. And Rosalind on Facebook is saying that's a really good price for this collection. Not sure if you mean the stamps or if you mean the sentiments. Either way, both of them are really, really good. Now, these are our Crafter's Companion layerable stamps, which are coming up on Launch Party later on with the main man himself. And don't know if you've quite heard, but Debbie's in the building. Layerable texture stamp collection, 51 elements in total. So what it works out as, you buy 5, you get 1 free. So it is $39.95 here in the UK. For you guys stateside, you are $49.75. Already you're getting that 15% saving, as Ben says. They're not that long launched. And if you are in Europe, just go to .eu. Your prices in euros will be these there. But these are fun, as there is absolutely no rules. There's no rules in crafting anyway, but there is certainly none in this one here. So what we're going to do is I've got a 5x7 craft card blank that I've already created. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in white smooth stamping card, and I've cut this to 4.5 by 5.5. Now I want you to notice I'm going to be using water reactive. I'm also going to be using, what else was it? Oh yeah, a water brush. And it's white smooth stamping card. It's not watercolor card.
Oh, okay.
So this is where there's no rules, just, you know, go for it, have fun. We will do a little bit of masking, and we are using quick dry as well. So what I'm doing is I'm taking this one here, so this layer 4.5 by 6.5. And then I'm bringing in some masking tape. You can use our low tack tape, but it's not quite low tack enough for it to easily remove off without tearing sometimes. Yeah. So I've got some inexpensive masking tape, and it was literally one of those, you know, where you get like 3 rolls for £1. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little column, no specific width or anything like that. What I want to do though, is I do want to keep it relatively straight. So you could use your glass mat, but I'm going to do it like this one here. And then what I'm also going to do, let's turn it back now the right way for me. What I'm wanting to do is I want to cover this bit here because I don't want to get any ink or anything like that. You could put scrap card or paper if you want to, but seeing the masking tape is quite inexpensive and it can be reusable. We're going to go with this one. So what I'm then going to go into now is I'm going to come in with this stamp set here. So this is our kind of our rustic, our woodland theme that we've got within this one. And then what I'm also going to do, Ben, is you can be using our stamping platforms, but because I don't want it to be perfect, I'm going to use a small acrylic block that I've got. It's going to be a bit too small for some of these, but I'm not overly caring or concerned. So I'm going to put this onto my stamping block that we can see here. Then I'm going to go in with a few colours just now. So let's start off with Friar Brown. And then what I'm going to do, not concerned if I get ink all over the lot, I just want to do some random stamping.
Oh wow, okay.
And then we're going to go into place. Because what it is, it's all about layering up, hence the name. So we can then go in with, let's go in with this corner one. And I'm going to pop that into here.
So basically all the stamps that you've got within the mini collections work brilliantly together, but you can just layer them in whichever way, however you want to do it, in whatever colours. There's no kind of, you must place this one first, this one second.
Nope, not at all. Not at all. You do whatever way you want, or you can say what Joe says and you do you, hun. You do whatever way that you want. So I'm going to go into kind of like these little corners here. I think maybe I'll just do a tiny little bit into here. And then we can then go in with, what else have we got? Let's go in with the just a note sentiment.
Can I just quickly read you Wendy's comment while she was something? Wendy says, is this collection that has textured squirrels in it? Textured swaddles. Swaddles and squirrels.
Oh, right. Sorry. Oh, the way that I say it.
It was
right.
a joke. Just went over everyone's head.
I was thinking, I was like, I don't think it's got squirrels in it.
Squirrels and swaddles.
Got it, the way that I say it, yeah. I see. Oh, good one.
Hey, they're not going to let that one go, are they?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Oh, dear.
Plenty of squirrels in this one.
Squirrels or squiddles?
Swiddles.
Swiddles?
Swiddles.
Ah, but not squiddles?
Not squirrels.
Ah, okay.
But swiddles.
Swiddles.
Oh, brilliant.
Dear, oh dear.
So I'm layering up straight over the top. So I've gone just a note with Bordeaux, and then I've gone in with this kind of, I think it's actually kind of like the centre of a tree trunk. Or Charlotte thinks it looks like a jalapeno.
What? A jalapeno?
Jalapeno.
Oh, a
little
like
slice,
a little
yeah.
Little slice of jalapeno.
I don't eat them much, they blow my head off.
Yeah, oh, I do as well, Charlotte. I love a bit of jalapeno.
Oh, that explains the squeaking of the chair then last night on Masterclass, doesn't it?
That was Johnny, wasn't it, with the squeaky chair? The squeaky chair, apparently.
Well, Charlotte blames Johnny.
We will never know, Craig.
I'll
Us being
never
out here on the
know.
shop floor, we will never know what goes on in there.
So you can see I'm not doing anything specific. I am literally layering them on top of each other, Ben.
Yeah.
And this is why I like to use a smaller block. As I said at the start, you can be using our platforms, but sometimes they're too perfect.
Yeah.
That you want to have that free flowing natural look. So what I'm then going to do, I'm kind of happy with that. I would spend a little bit more time, but I'm happy with that as it is. So I'm then going to peel the edges off here. That's going to give us a nice, crisp, clean line down the middle. Then there's two things that you can either do. If you want to have a little bit of touchy-feely texture,
Oh, yeah.
then you can come and cut little strips of black cardstock, or you might even want to go even thinner, that you can see here. Or if you want it to be completely flat, what to do is bring in one of your art liners.
Yeah.
I'm going to turn it, I don't want to try and get too inky. This is a 0.5. Then what I'm going to do, make sure I've got clean hands here. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to do 1, 2, and then 3. And then we're going to go squiggle,
Oh.
squiggle.
Yeah.
So do a little one
Squiggle
there.
or squirrel?
Squiggle,
Oh, squiggle.
squiggle, and then squiggle. And I'm even going to do maybe just a few dots.
Yeah.
One there, let's do
Love this.
one there. And then what we can do is let's stamp one out just now. I've got the only bit of this I pre-prepped is the leaves that I'm away to do here. And I'm going to bring in the leaves. Now once again, what I am doing is I'm still using my undersized acrylic block. And I am, let's just very quickly, let's just take that. Because it's still inky, there's a chance that the stamp won't stick to it. So make sure that we take that ink off. And then we're going to go in water reactive now. Water reactive onto our, what did you say, Johnny? He's done what he's just done to you earlier on, Ben. He wasn't listening.
I don't know what he's doing today, Johnny.
He's not listening, is he?
He's obviously doing other important bits
He's been
behind the scenes.
busy away looking at social.
It's fine.
So I will
It's
I'll
fine.
explain that again in a second.
Do you know you've only got about 3 minutes left, by the way?
Oh gosh.
I didn't know, I just looked up, I thought it was, 1 o'clock
Yeah.
or something, but yeah, we've got 3 minutes.
Right, so orange and Friar Brown, water reactive together. Water brush, squiggle it. Squiggle it
Yeah, just a little
a
bit.
little bit. And then let it dry, fussy cut it. Now again, this isn't watercolour card because we don't want things to be perfect. So we've got our leaves that we can see here. And the reason, if you didn't catch it, joking aside, the reason I used a smaller one is because this is going to give me an imperfect stamp print, which I want. If we use a larger one, it's going to give us a perfect stamp impression, which we don't necessarily want. So what we can then do, another piece of card which is 4 3/4 by 6 3/4, water reactive, orange, all the way around the edges. Not being perfect, not being precise, and I'm ignoring that green mark because you won't see it. You would let it dry. You could do it with quick dry if you want, which would give us this one.
Yeah.
So let's pop that onto, I'm going to assemble this after the show and then I'll post it on social media. So first layer, then the layer that we've done. Then what we
that's
can
cool.
then do is let's do 1, 2, let's do 3, and then I would have re-stamped just a note, and then we could have tucked that underneath there, or maybe you would have done just a note at the top there. So with it being the layer and texture stamps, you don't have to layer a complete project. Maybe you want to do columns or that. But that's what's coming up later on today on Launch Party with Ben and also Debbie. So your Crafter's Companion layerable texture stamp collection, 51 elements in total, $39.95 here in the UK. $49.75 for you guys stateside. You're already saving that 15%. Works out that you buy 5, you're going to get get one free, and you are getting that full set if you choose to go for them there. So really nice collection there. What was a way to say before I lost my train of thought is once you go into the checkout, please make sure that you do check out, because that way they're definitely yours and on their way to you. And it just means as well that you're going to see your actual price depending on what tier you are on Club Inspire. If you're not in Club Inspire, you're still going to get it at that price. That is the benefits. All the details are across on our website that I know throughout the day Ben is going to be, we'll go over a Club Inspire as well on additional shows. Ben, thank you so much for popping in again while that you are here. You're away off for a couple of days after today, aren't you?
Yeah, I've only come back for 2 days,
Yeah.
the way it's fallen. So yeah, I'm even more of a part-timer than my wife normally calls me. But yeah, after today, so I've got, launch party, of course, masterclass, and then I'll be back on Sunday. I guess you'll be back in the morning, won't you?
I am. That is me for today on Crafters TV. I'm away home and I've got some prep to do for the remaining few days as well. So as Ben says, later on today, being 3 p.m. here in the UK, or for you guys stateside, 10 a.m. Eastern time, 7 a.m. Pacific time, that is then going to be our masterclass with Debbie and Ben on those exploding boxes. Then come back and join them again at the end of the day here UK time, 7 p.m. here in the UK, 2 p.m. Eastern time, 11 a.m. Pacific time. That is then going to be your launch party. Keep an eye on the website, and also launch party for Sarah's signature collection. No guarantees.
Fingers crossed.
But keep your eyes peeled. Still lots of things that you can see on the show. Have a lovely rest of the day watching Debbie and Ben. I will see you same time tomorrow for another edition of Wake Up Call with Craig. And the main man himself as well is back. Joe will be joining me as well. Take care, and we'll see you later. Bye.
Bye.